Hey guys, it's Brennan the Paleo Dude, and welcome back to another Jurassic World unboxing and review video. Today we'll be taking a look at the Camouflage and Battle Indominus Rex from the Dino Trackers toy line. This is the best Indominus Rex figure we have so far, and until we get a Hammond collection version, this figure rocks. You can see the tail length is very much in proportion with the body. It's not too short, and the head is not too big. So they really went hard on the anatomical accuracy of this guy. The feature itself is pretty neat. It's got the basic jaw chomping feature, but you can also swivel the neck, and it has a green light inside that will light up these thin patches of plastic and have a sort of camouflage-like color. You can see the twisting tail action as well. And then it's got the lights, sounds, and what else is in the line. So, the buttons on the tail. Got the chomping action. And then you twist the tail, and you can rotate the head while chomping too. The teeth are actually rubber, so they're not going to scuff at all. They're not painted. And you can have this guy chow down on other figures and not have those get ruined. The inside of the mouth is fully painted as well, which is spectacular. Lots of spectacular features. I mean, like, the arms have a swivel joint on the elbow, as well as where it connects to the body. The hands, they don't have any finger articulation, obviously, but that would have been a cool feature to have. We might see that on the Hammond collection one, hopefully, fingers crossed. And these could probably hold a figure. Yeah, it's got a little thumb back there to hold on, so that's great. And what else? The quills are also rubbery, and they're kind of shiny too. They're like a purplish color. And it's got that scan code on the thigh, which is, I don't know how I feel about it. It stands out, but I'm not too bothered by it. Kind of reminds me of Dino Damage. Seems like this guy is hooked in from the feet, so we'll have to remove this kind of seal down here. And lucky they put this in. There's been quite a few figures in the past that should have had this and didn't. So we've got 1 foot down. There's this little like instruction manual. And then do another one. Uh-oh. I think I can reach it. Am I turning it the right way? Maybe not. There we go. Should be. There we go. We'll yeet the box. Fix the feet. The feet have kind of swivel there. And the toenails are painted this kind of like bronze color. The fingernails aren't painted, but that's to be expected. I mean, it's white already, so it's not too big of a deal. I do like that the arms can actually go out to the sides like that, but also swivel in. That's unique. That's kind of new. And I'll just kind of position it like that. The head is not too wide. It doesn't have like the Parasaurolophus syndrome where it's got the puffed out cheeks. Same with the older Indominus Rex model, which we'll compare it to in a second. Very menacing. So it's got this kind of bronze color as well on the face, highlighting the features, and then down the back and the neck. Does not continue on the tail, but these quills are some sort of shiny, almost have like a purpley hue to them. They're slightly opaque, maybe. You can see the light kind of affecting them on the tips there, so that's interesting. And yeah, it's got a lot of bumps on the side here, which I'm not sure the original figure has. But again, proportion-wise, this is great. Love the tail length on that. It's not even in frame, there we go. Which is like the length of the body, if not more. So that looks more natural, more normal. And compared to the Camp Cretaceous T-Rex, it is still, if we match the tail lengths, it is still a tad bit longer. I know the camera angle didn't really help with that, but you can see tails together, it's still slightly longer and taller at the hip, taller at the head, but that just depends on the Rex figure, of course. It's not as wide as the Rex, it's slightly thinner. Their heads are in the way, but you can see kind of on the back there. Ooh, and the legs are posable. Oh my goodness. Oh, that looks so cool. Wow. Okay. So first we'll start with comparing them to the original. The legs actually don't have that many stoppers. It has one stopper there, and in between it kind of holds, and then one stopper there where it's down, and you can have it attack smaller dinosaurs and maybe humans. So there's the action feature in the light. You can definitely see it pretty well. And it matches the sound effects too, which is really cool. It goes up to the back there. Let's see if the light's off now. Whoops. Okay. Now it looks very bright on the camera, but I can assure you the figure in person is not that, like, it's not glowing super bright. It actually looks very natural and almost like a shining a light on like a frog, right? A tree frog. I don't know how to describe it. It's maybe if I tap the screen it'll look more like what it looks like in person. Here, let's try that. Brightness adjust. Yeah, like that. Okay, and we'll quickly compare it to the light effects of the first Indominus Rex, which just glows red on the neck area. I'm gonna do it from a different angle. Kind of in the mouth too. All right, so turn the light back on. Okay, so size-wise, holy cow. The original Indominus Rex, if I can make it stand a slightly more natural pose, at the hips there is taller, way taller. It's less apparent on the camera, but the tail length is also shorter by a lot. I think I've got to flip it to have it more of a realistic look at that. So if we connect the hips, yeah, the tail is shorter, kind of fatter, and doesn't look as nice. It has a similar paint job with the brownish color on the back, or like a darker gray, and then that kind of like browny bronze on the head. It's more of a solid paint sculpt. This almost feels like the head and the skin are more plasticky, like shiny plastic, not matte like that. I guess obviously that's for the color, the light to shine through. The arms on the original figure are beefier, fatter, and then kind of longer right here. The hands look to be a similar size, actually. Just a little bit longer. And of course the head itself is massive in comparison to the original, or to the new one. The color is lacking on the neck. I guess that's for the light effect to work on the OG. And then there was a battle damage version as well, which doesn't light up, but it does have the sound effects. And the neck is rotatable, but you've got to do that manually. Same with the arms. I like that this one has the manual arms and not some sort of attack feature. The posability is nice because you can have it in an array of different poses, but with the original, the arms are kind of stuck out unless you press the button on the back. So the paint jobs are really nice on the new one and the battle damage one because they both have paint on the neck, and compared to the original, they have a lot more kind of going for them in terms of quality. But this is definitely the best one so far in terms of scale and proportion. Though, I don't know, being the same size as the T-Rex, I think it's around the same size as the Spino too. Check that real quick. So let's do the length. A little bit longer than the Spino. And hip height. Spino's a bit taller on the back. Okay. But they're roughly around the same size. And then from a front profile, let's see. I didn't choose the best Spino. The legs are kind of weak on this one. But from a front profile, Spino is also a bit wider than this Indominus. And I'll quickly take a look at the width of the battle damage one. The feet are huge on the battle damage one, but oh, they're both kind of thin. But obviously the original and battle damage have a slightly wider body and a lot more spikes on the back. You can see they're very prominent there. This one only has 3 rows and then some smaller ones. This one has them all over the place. So the details on the original are kind of cool, actually. Oh my goodness. The camera's pretty wobbly. Okay, and then in terms of scale with the Apatosaurus and the Mosasaurus, I think it'll go well with the Mosasaurus being a smaller size. Probably looks nicer in the jaws. And then real quick, before I put this away, the little instruction booklet, if it's not too clear. So for the Mosa looks pretty big in comparison. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'll put it in the back now. I'll do tail tip to tail tip. And the Mosa has a whole head on the Indominus. And now in the jaws. Oop, we almost lost the battle damage one. There we go. And that looks pretty decent in terms of scale. There's a quick kind of show. There's the head. The head's actually slightly smaller than the Rex's head too, so that's pretty interesting. They could have maybe made it a smidge bigger, but nonetheless, I'm happy with the results of the scale on this guy. So I'll now put them head to head. So that's the scale, and looks phenomenal. I'm really glad they decided to shrink it down because it fits a lot better with a lot of the other figures. But now let's see how it looks next to the Apatosaurus in terms of its scaling. Okay, so there we have it next to the Apatosaurus, which looks huge in comparison. Maybe we'll stand it up and see, like that. That doesn't look too bad. You can reach the neck, the head. Let's quickly see what the original looks in comparison. So put you back there. And there is the original Indominus Rex next to the, or the original mold, that's the battle damage, but next to the Apato, it looks way larger, definitely a lot longer looking, and when you prop up the legs, oh wow, okay, there we go. It is a lot taller, oh my goodness. It looks way more realistic in terms of like, oh yeah, this could take down an Apatosaurus, just in terms of the size and the bulk of this figure. It looks a lot nicer in comparison. I mean, minus obviously the tail being too short looking now. But the size of it just looks more natural next to the Apatosaurus. I kind of find it just looks like the new one doesn't really have what it takes to take down an Apatosaurus. I don't know, but definitely, oh my goodness, way better with the proportions. There it is one more time. And then next to the original Ankylosaurus, which is tiny. Like, wow, that is super small. Maybe one day they'll do a size up Ankylosaurus. There's it with the Hammond collection para, not bad at all. Now for the Gyrospheres, it works best with the one-seater, obviously because this is a smaller ball and can kind of fit in the mouth. I don't think it'll stay, maybe. No. Okay. The medium-sized Gyrosphere is a bit, it's not too bad on camera, but it's a bit too big for the Indominus Rex's mouth. Can't really fit over the ball at all. But the original Indominus Rex actually fits this ball quite well. And then the smaller ball in the original's mouth is also pretty good. Maybe a bit too big. But, yeah, at least we have a smaller ball to go with the smaller Indominus. And, yeah, they look nice next to their corresponding size. So let's go to the Raptor Squad next. I picked out the, I think these were the Camp Cretaceous and the Primal Attack. Sorry, my camera keeps being funky. I don't know, the stick's having a bad day today, so it's not standing too well. So there's the Raptor Squad next to it. Yeah, again, it doesn't look too big. We'll do that one scene where they're looking up. There we go. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. And then next to the new Indoraptor, which is actually quite large compared to it. Yeah, oh my goodness. It's just a tad bit taller. Do a little above shot. Interesting. So, I'm loving the detail and I'm loving the proportion, but at the moment, I don't know, the size isn't really my favorite. I like that it scales better with the herbivores because they are smaller and it makes them more believable in photography and whatnot. But in terms of the size compared to some of the other figures, I'm not too sold on it. But again, I get why they scaled it down because it fits better with the rest of the large theropods. It's not too big, and the proportions aren't wonky. The larger figure does have an oversized head and a tiny tail, and this one fits obviously in a box better. Smaller means you can have the proper proportions in a box, but yeah, definitely one of the best Indominus Rexes we have besides the battle damage one, and I don't see a reason why people shouldn't pick it up, but if they're going to make a Hammond collection one, you might want to sit out on it if like the action features aren't really your thing. Yeah, I definitely lean more towards that battle damage one back there in terms of like it's posable just like this one, and it doesn't really like have that light up feature, but it has the battle damage feature and the paint job is really nice. But yeah, no, I definitely give it like a 7, 8 out of 10. It could have been better. They could have had a little bit of paint on the tail, maybe a smidge bigger, like if they just took this and scaled it up a tad bit, so it was just slightly bigger than the T-Rex. That would have been fitting, I guess. And I don't know, I just wish it scaled more with the larger Gyrosphere as well, but it works as like a I guess movie scale Indominus. It feels like the old mold of the Indominus is like it can grow even bigger than T-Rex, like they said in the movie, and that's what they did with that one. But yeah, no, it's definitely a good figure, that's for sure. Just maybe they'll make the Hammond collection one slightly bigger, I don't know. But yeah, no, that's the review and comparison. Thank you all for stopping by. Sorry, I was expecting more from the Indominus. I'm just kind of left like, wasn't living up to expectation for once. Oh my goodness. Maybe it'll grow on me and I'll do another video and be like, oh my goodness, guys, I was wrong. It's actually like a really great figure, and I was just kind of let down because my expectations were too high for it. But anyways, I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to check out my previous videos on some of the ones that I unboxed recently, like those 2 Triceratops. And then stay tuned for later videos. I've got a lot more to unbox, and yeah, so I'll see you all in the next one, hopefully. Bye-bye.